Hello. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the XFX3 as an external audio vocal processor. Let's get started. Your XFX routing will be as follows. Your word clock should be set to internal. The SPDIF AES select should be set to SPDIF. Your SPDIF AES output source should be output 1. And your input 1 source should be analog. In the back of the Focusrite, we're going to connect the SPDIF cables to the rear of the XFX3. As you can see, we have ins and outs, and what we will do is we will route the out to the in of the XFX3 and the in to the out of the XFX3. So basically they work in reverse. The outputs go to inputs on the XFX3 and the inputs go to the outputs of the XFX3. We will use one of the output ports on the Scarlet to route signal to the instrument input on input 1 of the XFX3. We do this as in the case of reamping a guitar, because that's generally how you're going to record your guitar. You're going to use an I signal and you're going to push that out to the instrument input. So we're going to do this the analog way. For the effect chains, I have created one serial and 3 parallel chains, and basically we have an in block, a compressor, a drive, an enhancer. We have a flanger, a pitch block, and a synthesizer that I've routed on 3 different parallel chains. The routing blocks will be as follows. We start with the in block, and what I did is I put an intelligent gate type. The threshold I set to minus 29 dB, because if you set the threshold too low, you might get some noise and static and stuff from the analog line. Okay, the next block is the tube compressor, and what I did is I set the release to auto, and that's the attenuation and release are set to auto, and the threshold is about 38.5 dB. It's just the generic setting of the tube compressor, nothing too special going on there. The drive I set to hard pedal 11 is what I found worked pretty nice, and then I passed that into an enhancer block. The type is classic. Then I forked out the effect chain. I put a flanger on top. The type is 0 flanger, and then I routed that to the reverb, which is a large room reverb, but you can choose any type that suits your application, and then that is routed to the output block. I didn't really mess too much with the settings there. I just left it at the defaults. In the second route, I put a pitch shifter, quad detune. You can choose any pitch shifter that you like. I pass that through a delay block, stereo tape delay. Is what I like. You can mess with the level and the balance, the mix, as you see it fit. I put a chorus block past that, the dimension 2 chorus, and I set it sort of 2.6 dB level there, balance at the center, and that's for the pitch block. You can turn them on and off, of course. Anything that you don't want to affect your sound, just take it out of the chain and it just cancels out. The last block that I put together, it's a multi-voice synth block. It yeah, again, set your levels however loud you want it to sound in the chain, or you shut it off. But the voice one is square. I set to -4 as far as shift. Voice 2 is sine, and I set that to -11. And I put some pink noise on the synth and shifted it -7 semitones. That's about it. The synth block goes into the delay and chorus and reverb and on its way out, so any of those effects in the chain that you shut off, they'll obviously will not be rendered into your output. So let's see what that sounds like. First I'm going to shut the synthesizer off, and I'm going to do a rendering with the vocals passing through it, and then I'm going to turn the synth block on in the last render just to see what that sounds like. It's just an idea. It's maybe a good way to create drones or any type of pitch followed effects. As you can see, the synth block is pitch and envelope follower, and so you have the options to use the envelope or the pitch, the tracking. So I set it to pitch and envelope. It gives kind of an eerie sound, like a ghostly kind of sound if you're using sine waves, or you can use whatever waves you want. You got the option of pink noise, random, sawtooth, sine, square, triangle, white noise. It's kind of a synthy thing to do, but sometimes if you add a little white noise, it just kind of fractalizes the effect and makes it sound just really eerie and space-like.
In the sulphurous mist I found. In the sulphurous mist I found. In the sulphurous mist I found. In the sulphurous